have came up with a very controversial topic at simple. Why are we breathing? So pretty simple and something that we all do every day, right? So before we start, why don't we everyone take a deep breath? Cool. So have you ever thought why are we breathing? It's an involuntary action that we have to do every day to make sure we are moving from one day to another, right? So let's put it like this. It's an observably random event that started at some point, which is going on for every one of us right now. And it will stop one day when we will stop, right? So this action, this life of ours, we have to do this so-called action that is breathing all our life, which we cannot stop. Everything else we can. At some time or another we can control that, but for breathing it's really hard. So these are some benefits of taking a deep breath or breathing really good. So one thing that every one of us forgets in our life is to take a deep breath at least one time a day. We'll be too busy with our schedules, we'll be going with on the flow, we'll just forget even to take a deep breath, we'll be waking up, we'll be sleeping on. Maybe once in a week or sometimes once in a month, sometimes we'll think, okay, we have to take a deep breath. Such busy we have become, right? So that's a wholesome change for people, but I suppose it's actually bringing our lifespan down, right? Because we have this much benefits, so if we are not doing this every day, naturally we are lacking these benefits. So, perspectives. That's a completely different thing. If you're taking perspectives very simply, okay, you have emotions of your own, happiness, sadness, right? How we do usually take these emotions? If you're happy, we will smile wide. If you're sad, we'll be like, that's gone. If you're angry, if you're frustrated, everything switches, right? But is this all not something that we should enjoy every day? You are enjoying your happiness, you are enjoying your gratitude, everything that is positive, which we say positive, we are enjoying everything of that, right? But when it comes to the negative, the so-called negative thoughts we say, the sadness or angry, any such mood, we don't much enjoy it. We rather tell like, okay, this should go faster. We should travel from this phase to the next one faster so that we can be more happy. Alright? Are we not born to just the so-called positive thoughts but not enjoying the negative one? Something to think on. So, yeah, just with yeah. So this is one perspective. Okay? This was one time when I was like this, and one day I had to cut my hair and just groom myself altogether. Just a change of the perspective. I do this all the time in my life. I try to experiment with people. So this exactly happened on Jan 3rd, 2019. So that was a complete trip for even the people, even the security of my flat. He was not able to recognize me altogether. He was like, who are you? So sometimes in your life, you should take these perspective changes. You should take that trip. Then you can see people amused in front of you. Starting from your parents. Every day you're growing your hair, you're going to your house, and they'll be like, why is this guy like this? What happened to him? Like, there were people who has even asked me the classical question, do you had a love failure? Okay, that was a very classical cliche question you get everywhere. But this was me enjoying myself. I like to be like this. So I didn't care. Why should I? I'm not trying to please someone else, I'm trying to please myself. I have to be happy, right? So, the fake smile that every one of us put on our face every day. When you see someone, you'll be like, go. This happens every day, right? In your school, in your college, in any place you are, even sometimes in your family, this happens. But this fake smile, is it really required? That's one question you have to ask yourself every single day. Before you go to your bed to sleep, you have to ask yourself whether you were happy on that day. On that day, which you were fighting to live, which you were breathing, right? You were doing that involuntary action every day. Breathing doesn't have any perspective. It's always the same. The same way, why can't you be happy? So, I would come to the next part. this is the major part. This is something that makes people think that you are abnormal when you are normal. I think many of the speakers here are some parents who are satisfying this thing. Satisfy the 8-year-old in you. Let me explain what is an 8-year-old kid, or rather 3-year-old or 5-year-old. That changes as per the situations, okay? So when you were 8-year-old, that would be the time you watched Pokemon, Beyblade, and all possible such stuff. That would be the time you used to think, okay, some watch can control something or something like that. You were in a fantasy world. You were happy. You had a bicycle which you thought was a motorcycle and you used to do boom boom, right? You were happy that time. That was the time you were really happy that every day when you are sleeping, you used to think the next day what you're going to do with your friend, next day how you're going to enjoy things, next day what you're going to find in your life. But over the time, when you transitioned, you forgot yourself. You forgot to make yourself happy. You forgot your 8-year-old in you. That's how I used to tell people, the 8-year-old. You can change the age, I told you already. So, why don't you satisfy the kid in you? Everyone there is a kid. If you have a doubt, just get an ice cream. Okay? You'll be like, you will start eating it. You will start enjoying it. Anyone who is an angry bird, there will be some point where he will change, like he will be happy. That happiness is being contained by all the pressure from the outside world. From your parents, your relatives, your friends, everyone who is expecting a lot from you. They all tell you like, we expect this from you, we expect that from you. Naturally, what you will do? You will simply contain all your favorite things and you will start living for others, for their happiness. But a small question. We all have one life, right? And you don't know whether you will be there living the next second, right? Everyone is going to be happy when you are born. Like everyone was happy when you were born. The moment you were born, your parents were happy, everyone around you would have been happy. And the point you die, everyone will praise you, tell that you were that, you were this, you did that, you did this, all the positive things. In between you have to adjust. Okay? In between you have to surely adjust. That's words taken from Gaur Gopal Das. He told that. So in between you surely have to adjust. But this adjustment, are you not sacrificing yourself with that? Your happiness, your thoughts. Let's take a very simple classic example. Many people are engineers in India, right? Especially those South India. 90% people are engineers because we were born to be an engineer or a doctor. We have to end up there. There is no other choice for us. After engineering, we will start like, okay, what is my favorite thing? Music, I'll go for music. This happens every time with every people, right? Even I was an engineer, so I'm just trying to motivate you right here. Okay, I was an engineer. I did 4 years, and then I had a breakup in engineering. Then I continued with that breakup for next 3 years, writing ideas. Okay, and then I stopped. At the point of that stopping my engineering life, that is stopping this, I'm not going to write the exams anymore. Everyone around me was telling me, starting from you won't get a visa to you won't even have a degree. Okay? This was the questions I was facing because I choose not to go with what others choose for me. Okay? So this perspective change, how people see things. People think that you need a degree to live. People think that you need an engineering degree to make sure you are doing good in your life. But 90% of engineers are not really doing good. I can say that because I myself was one. But with this life, when you are transitioning, one thing that you have to see is that you have a degree, you have everything, you have whatever you want. Without that happiness, there is no use. Alright? So, when you are contained with all these feelings from others and you are bonded to give them something back as gratitude or as listening to their words, at that point it will be really difficult for you to break in from that and go forward. Sometimes you'll have to even lose your family, your relatives, your loved ones, everyone. But let me tell you something. Everyone in your life, you all are going to achieve something, someday, sometime. You don't know your time. You just don't know your time. I never knew my time. No one is going to predict your time. For KFC guy, it was 90. For others, it was 50, 60, 30, 10, 20. You would be reading articles like 18-year guy became a CEO. You would be reading the articles like 35-year guy did something. think you also will have a point like that. Everyone around you, your friends, everyone will become wonderful in their life. It should happen. It's born to happen. You have limited control over that. That's what is observably random. It is going to surely happen. You can't really control over that. At that point, coming back to the breathing perspective, being happy. Why don't you be happy? Just wake up every day morning. Think like, okay, I'm going to make myself happy today. Just go with the flow. Keep a wide smile. On the wide smile note. Everyone should have watched the Batman series, right? The Joker. Everyone knows that. There's a simple question he asks. Why so serious? Alright? Let me give you an example. Just put a smile, like Joker did. Like this. Just simply do that. Just smile wide. Just do that. Everyone just do that. If you look to yourself right now, you can see all your muscles are being relaxed. You are getting some sort of sensation in your head. If you just try that out, you are getting some sensation on your head. That means your mind is thought right now that it's a happy moment. It's not a happy moment. As I'm speaking, I'm giving you a boring speech. It's not a happy moment. But your mind is fooled by yourself that it's a happy moment, right? It's that simple. It's that plain simple. You're just walking over the corridor every day. Just keep that smile. The other guy who is coming next to you, he'll be thinking like, who is this guy? But anyways, he smile. I have to smile. He's also smiling. And that chain continues. The Chavo theory that has been written here on the screen. It continues from one person to another. He just see another person, he was like, why was that guy smiling? Ah, he's smiling. Yeah, smiling. So that goes on. Alright? You just started a chain though. You don't know where it ends. But it's a good chain. That's going to relax many people's muscles, make them feel that they are happy even if they are not. We can do many good things like that. Right? Small changes makes big wonderful things. There is one more thing that I would like to tell you. Thomas Alva Edison, when his olfactory went off, it's a famous story, right? He was 68 or something, I suppose. I really don't know. At that point, what he said was he will do that factory from tomorrow. He will start reconstructing everything from ground up. Why? Because he had a passion to follow. If you are an engineer who did for engineering or any degree or anything for someone else, if you get a chance like that, you'll be like, okay, I'm not going to continue that. I'm going with the passion. I got a chance now, right? So, always try to follow your passion. Why? Because you are part of a very small world. Okay? This is just India's map because we are standing in India right now. So, which is actually a part of this very thing with many living organisms, with a nature, with an ecosystem. This breathing process that we do is a natural connection with the nature without our knowing. Right? You are giving carbon dioxide, trees are consuming that. You don't know if it was your own carbon dioxide which that tree consumed. It's an uncontrollably chain. You can't even tell who did what for you, right? This is the same. If you had read the TEDxMBCET introduction, why observably random? In that, they have told very clearly, if you take that random city, you just take your life every day. Every day morning you're waking up, you're going to your workplace or your college or your school or anything. You're doing something there, then you're going through your cycle and then you're going into your bed. In between that, there will be moments you will be remembering, but there will be moments which you never remember. And that is many things that is related to observably random. The example that I told, to keep a smile wide, I can see many of your smiles again went down. So, that example, that was a very classic example which can be related to something else, which usually happens in our roads, okay? People who meet with accidents. You just fight with your spouse, you just fight with anyone of your relative one, you just get on the road, you will be rash driving. You will be taking a U-turn. The guy who coming behind never knew that. He just comes, hits you, he hits something else. You trigger a Chavo story, right? That is the matter. You are a part of an ecosystem. You have to take care of yourself so that you don't break the chain to a negative way. You don't break the equilibrium, okay? So that's one note I would like to give you. So, breathe happily, keep that wide smile on your face, that weird smile, okay? Don't think like what others think, that's the third point. make yourself really happy so that the moment you go to your bed in the night, just think one thing. Was I really happy today? Start asking that repeatedly to yourself. Okay, you may have to start doing many weird things after that because you are weird, which you never knew. Every one of us are really weird. Okay? But make yourself happy so that end of the day, if your life goes like still you won't be sad or you won't be feeling I didn't do that or I didn't fulfill that. Right? So, we live only once. Wrong. We only die once. We are living everyday morning. There were many other survivors who couldn't make it everyday morning with us. Many lost. Right? So, that living for one day. Try to make the 8-year-old in you, inside you, happy. Try to treat yourself happy. Get yourself an ice cream. Okay? Try to have that fake smile. That wide smile, so that even if you are not happy, people who are seeing you think you are happy. And naturally, everything becomes happier. Right? Agree? So everyone put up that smile back. Wide one. Thank you.